My name is Jeppe Hein. I'm from Denmark, and here in this fantastic park I will do a project which is called Bench Around the Lake, which we are working extremely hard on right now. So my project here in IMA, Bench Around the Lake, which is around this beautiful lake, but also will add a little bit, the circle around it will add a little bit further around. But I discovered that these projects around here in the park are quite, how to say, local. They're not spreading out on the whole park. And I was working with Sarah a lot, the curator, Sarah Green, to try to expand and to have experience and to have people to actually walk around the lake, because it's not so obvious that you should walk around this area. So make a bench which going into the earth, and in your mind going through the earth and coming up over there again. So it's always connected, so it's always coming from the earth up and down again. And then it has looping, it has like slides, it has different social attachments to it. Some are more playful, some are more theoretical, some are more boring, some are more just normal. And right over there we were going to have a kissing bench. I also invited to do a quite big project in the gallery, which is calling Distance. And in there we're installing a big roller coaster, which is like balls like these big white PVC balls running on a track, and every person who is coming in activating his own ball, so the ball activating in a machine, going up on a track and start to drive through the gallery and make holes in the walls, so it's going through. So you're running around as you're visiting the gallery around this kind of space, and then it's stopping after a looping, starting going up again, and this way moving around in your path. So you're ending up where you started. And a little bit like the bench around the lake here as well, is somehow about the people, how to say, the path through the museum, the path through the park. So that's kind of course, extremely a link between the two projects. I think the park here will be a new meeting place for the city and for a lot of people coming by. I think that to create something which is so contemporary, but people don't know, I hope, and I think actually 50% of the people coming here will not know that this is contemporary art. And I don't think it's important. I think it's important that maybe make a trigger or a trick that people actually really like to find out what's going on in there, because here there's all these crazy stuff. There's this fantastic building, these crazy benches. There will be an island, a white snow island out here where you can sail out. I don't know, but I think there will be a big ship is already over there, and things like that, which of course indicating that something's going on here. And I hope, and I think actually that's my experience with contemporary art in the public space, that triggers something in people, with children and not, and then like to go into the museum. And this, of course, that's education. Every time you're doing a new piece, it's always the experience, and you're always trying to develop your ideas. And I think mainly also for this project, it's the first time I'm doing a piece which is going so much around. That means like connected one space, also so many benches of one time. But of course, I think I have to learn something, and this is also, of course, today when we walk with the landscape architect, he has different names on different sites here, which I think I will use to inspiration for every bench, which is kind of interesting and funny as well. So we are producing these kind of between 10 and 15 powder coated steel benches, which will be, I think, white. We're still discussing that a little bit. But the idea, of course, to have these kind of fixed points, so you will be able to stand here and you will have these white benches, white things. So you have these kind of focus directly everywhere, and then you have it disappearing, and then over there is another one. My work is general about kind of a dialogue and communication. I see it as a tool for that. So I bring in some things in the public, and that of course triggers something. I think visually it's kind of funny. It's a way of starting a dialogue. Children loves it because they can slide and jump and have fun with it. But of course it's also bringing something in a deeper context of contemporary art or in the landscape design as well. So I hope that can create a dialogue, and also like education without planning it, for actually looking or experiencing contemporary art. I think my inspiration at the moment is a lot of landscape and architecture, but at the same time I'm extremely interested in how quite earlier artists were approaching the way of communicating. Like Buckminster Fuller, he did a movie called The Electrical House, which was still a big influence about how I'm approaching things. But he was so early doing a film, and in the film he did this house where he has an electrical staircase, and he has like he was doing a proposal of a dishwasher and a hair cleaner, a lot of completely crazy things which you not even have thought about at that time to produce, but he did a movie about that. So I think that if contemporary art or art in general can be an indication for our society, I think it's really interesting. Oh my God, this year I saw so many. Because actually I use a lot of, when I have to relax in a way, escape from the art world, I'm always watching, I'm going in the movies, I'm watching movies a lot. So I look a lot of movies, and actually I think what's interesting is that everyone thinks that artists has to be this kind of really special and interesting and having really theoretical ideas about a lot of things. But I love B movies, I love Hollywood movies, which kind of course make your thoughts completely away. But my favorite movie is actually this kind of electrical house from Buckminster Fuller right now, which is not a holiday, but it's not a Hollywood movie, but it's an extremely nice film. To be an artist is interesting because the name artist is defined by other people. So if you are called an artist, you are an artist. Otherwise, I will maybe work with the same ideas in another context, I think. If you have the society here, and then if you somehow turn upside down on your jacket, actually of the society, I think actually that that the contemporary art is somehow showing we are like journalists or like someone who can explain something in another way, and I think actually that contemporary art can do.